changing in my chains. I am such a loner. San Francisco places got me slowly taking over. I can't wait to show you that I'm gonna take it over. Nico, beast mode, 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 Nico, beast mode. This is not a
We live, we live. Checking my audio. Yo, who's in the chat? We're gonna start this up right away. Yo, random person's good. What up? What up? Everybody's joining in. All right. I got the first. So the first person who I have a pleasure of interviewing today has solved 1,000 lead code questions. So let's see how they perform. Yo, what's good? Oh shit. Wait, hold up. Yo, what's good?
Yeah,
What's up, man? How you doing?
yeah, I'm fine. How was your
Audio's
day?
good? Bro, it's been pretty good so far, honestly. Oh, what's hold up? Give me 2 seconds. Just fixing something. So today, I just worked from like 9 to 5, hit the gym, so got a lot of things out the way. Now it's time to run some coding interviews. How's your day?
Yeah, it's just morning here.
Oh yeah, it's morning for you. What's your background again? Are you in school? I know you did 1,000 lead code questions.
Oh yes, I am currently pursuing my masters.
Wow. What school?
One of the triple ITs in India.
One of the what?
Triple ITs,
Oh, okay.
Indian Institute of
Yeah,
Information
IIT,
Technology.
right? IIT. It's like the MIT of India. That's what they say, right?
Yeah,
Or no?
something like that. Yes.
Is there only one IIT or there's multiple?
No, there are multiples.
Okay. Like in all the different cities kind of thing? Or like in some of the big...
Yes.
Is there one where are you based? Like Bangalore? Or no?
No.
Nice. Alright. Okay. Cool. Alright. You're on stream. Stream is live. How many people are here? Nice.
Let me check.
Hey stream, how's the audio sounding? Check. Yeah, if you're on my stream, just pop off, just so you don't know, just so you don't hear or see any hints.
Okay.
Yeah, you've watched my streams before, right? Or no?
No, yes.
Nice.
I've been watching from couple of weeks.
Okay, sick. All right, I'm gonna start this up so we can get started. Save you as much time as possible here. Hey everyone, so today we have someone from IIT, which is essentially the MIT of
It's
India.
no,
Or what is it,
it's
Triple I?
actually triple I. Yes.
What does it stand for?
Indian Institute of Information Technology.
Oh, okay. IIT. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I always mess that up. So yeah, it's pretty much the MIT of India. I mean, I've heard a lot about it. People have high regards for this university and this program out here in Silicon Valley.
Yes.
So I've definitely heard about it a lot. So I'm excited to finally get someone from Triple IT into to do one of these coding interviews. Do you want to give a quick background on yourself?
Okay. I completed my bachelor's in 2022 in information technology itself, and after that, market went down. I wasn't able to secure a job at that time, but I did few internships and projects around Node.js, Spring Boot, and React as a front end. And parallelly, I was preparing for entrance exam in for masters. And last year I got into one of the triple ITs in India, and currently I am again looking for jobs and getting into market.
Nice. So what program are you taking specifically? Is it computer science or something else?
Information technology with major in cybersecurity.
Nice. So, yeah, tell me a little bit about your lead code journey or algorithmic journey because you did 1,000 lead code questions based on
Yes.
you said. That's insane.
Actually, I started doing lead code around 5 years ago. It
Wow.
it wasn't continuous. It was there were breaks between. So yeah. Actually, I had a break recently. I started again during this summer break around half 1.5 month ago.
I see. So what companies are you targeting?
Uh,
Like large companies, like companies in Bangalore, like Google,
yeah, yes, yes,
Meta.
yes.
You're trying to move to Bangalore?
Anything that, yes, yes.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So anything's free game. Let me look for a couple questions for you. I'm also gonna set up the coder pad real quick. And then
Okay.
and then we're gonna work through a few questions. Let me find you a good question. What's your breakdown? How many easy questions, how many mediums, and how much hards have you solved?
I have solved most of them are easy and medium.
Okay, not
Actually, you
too
can
many
say
hard.
most of them are easy. Hmm.
Okay, how many easies?
It would be around half of 450, 450 easies and 450 mediums,
How
and
many?
around 100
What's your programming language of choice?
C, C++, plus C++.
Okay, they love C++ in India, huh? Every time I interview someone from living in India, they use C++. Every time I interview someone from the States, they use Python. Is that just what the main language they teach you in school first? In all the classes? In all the.
Yes, you can say that.
Let me see. Okay. Yeah, they like to teach us Python. I need to learn more C++, but I'm getting to know it a bit from watching everyone go here. All right. So we're gonna probably work. So yeah, thanks for taking the time out to interview. We're gonna probably work through a couple questions. We're gonna spend about 20 minutes each question. We're gonna start off with a little warm up, and then from there we're going to just ramp it up and work on. Depending on how you do, we'll all adjust the second question. We're
Yes,
gonna
yes.
we're gonna focus on getting code that actually works and that runs. I'm gonna ask you to write the code, explain your whole thought process, and then afterwards
Hmm.
test the code and prove to me that this code works. And
Hmm.
yeah, around the 20-minute mark, if you're not done, we'll probably move on to the next question.
Yeah, that's fine. Can I change the
Yeah,
language
yeah. Go
here?
ahead and change the language.
C++.
Okay, I'm going to give you the very first question. So our goal here is we want to make the parentheses. We want to figure out the minimum parentheses we need to add in order to make the parentheses valid. So
Mm.
here is the list or a list of what makes a parenthesis valid. And then, yeah, we're going to be pretty much given a parenthesis string. And then
Mm-hmm.
just tell me how many operations it takes to make it valid.
Okay. Let me go through this question
Yeah,
here quick.
go ahead.
A parenthesis string is valid if and only if it is the empty string. It can be written as AB, A concatenated with B, where A and B are valid strings, or it can be written as A, where A is valid string. You are given an parenthesis string. Yes. In one move, you can insert a parenthesis at any position of the string. For example, if is equal to this, then you can insert an opening parenthesis at the start. Okay, basically we just have to count which parentheses are off
Exactly. So if you
in
look
this
at
string.
example one, you can add one parenthesis to make it valid. Basically, one at the very start, like that. For
Hmm.
example two, you need three parentheses to make it valid. You need to add three closing to make it to make it valid. So you just need to return the number of parentheses we need to add or concatenate in order to make it valid. Make the
Okay, I
principal.
think we can solve this using stack, where the answer will be the string size minus the total valid strings that we can get.
Okay. Could you explain further your approach?
Means we will iterate through this string, and for each open parenthesis we will push it into stack, and when we encountered a closing parenthesis we will pop the last opening parenthesis that we pushed into the stack. And so, and if the stack is empty, we will push the whatever the character we are getting in, and the at last we I think the size of that stack will be the answer.
Okay.
Means the all the remaining characters that we that were not able to find the matching parenthesis will be present in the stack at last.
So we're gonna use a stack. The stack is gonna maintain, or we're gonna use
uh,
a stack, and then we're gonna basically use the stack to maintain the valid parentheses, and then finally at the end, the length of the stack is how many parentheses are we need to add.
that
Is the
yes,
result
yes.
essentially? So how's
Hmm.
this stack gonna operate? How is this stack going to actually maintain the valid parentheses, or
let's
find
say
out? Yeah.
let's say we take example one. uh, when the iterator is at the first index, we will push this into the stack. The stack will contain the opening parenthesis. Then after that, we will move as it is opening parenthesis. We will move. Next, there is a closing parenthesis. If we will check into the stack if there is any opening parenthesis, then we will pop that off from the stack. As we have found the matching pair here,
Sure.
and after that we will move this pointer up.
Okay.
When the pointer is at the last character, we will push that character as well. Means uh, it can contribute it will not contribute to the matching parenthesis anyway, if in if we go later into the string. Means if the iterator go in later into the string, so
Okay.
we will push it into the stack.
How will that work on example two?
For example 2, it is all opening parenthesis for example 2, so I guess we will be only pushing all the opening parenthesis in, and the answer will be the size of the stack, which will be all the closing parentheses that we need.
Okay. All right. Solution makes sense to me. Go ahead and implement it.
Okay. I will make a different function for this solve, which will return the minimum number of insertion required to the string. This will give string. I think I need to add bits. I will use a stack of characters here. I will iterate through the characters of the string and push them into the stack according to the bow conditions. If the current character is equal to, let me see, it can be opening or closing. If current character is closing, then I will check if there is something into stack, and it should be a opening parenthesis. If it is, then we will pop it off the stack. Else I will push the current character into it.
Sure.
And if it is not a closing parenthesis, it is opening parenthesis, then I will just push it into stack. And answer will be the size of the stack.
Okay. Let's test it.
Let's do it for the first test case. Okay, there is some error. Okay. It is giving 1 here. We can actually print the stack here, which will give us the required characters that we need to push. But it will be random, at random, as it will hold the characters which will be at random which will be inserted at random position in the string.
Where? What are you talking about?
No, we can actually print the stack to see what we need to insert.
What we need to insert? Oh, okay. I think that's fine. Don't worry about that. Okay, let me write a test case. So this should be we need to insert 2.
This should be 1, 2, and
3.
3.
Okay. What's your time and space complexity?
So for this, we are just iterating through the string. So it will be big of n, and we are maintaining a stack. So space will be big of n as well.
Space would be oven. Time is oven. Okay.
Big of n for
So
the stack, as we are only inserting the each character of the string into it. If
okay.
that max, we will
For
put it.
for a follow up, can you optimize it for space?
For space. Okay, we can, for space we can do one thing. We need to count how many opening and closing bracket are there then, and let's see. Let's take this example here. Let's say we are using two variables here. One will be opening count and closing count. Till here, it will, the closing count will become 2, and after that we will start with opening count. We will get 3 opening counts here till here. I think I need another variable which will hold the previous count before encountering any closing bracket or opening bracket. For this example, if we found any opening bracket, then we need to add this closing bracket to the previous sum that we have, and then we encounter, if we encounter a closing bracket, we will reduce the opening brackets. This will become 1, and the answer should be, this will be 0, should be the previous plus opening plus closing, but anyway any one of them will be 0 at the end.
What about something like this?
So what? If
I
we have
updated the
something
edge
like
case.
this,
Yeah.
the opening brackets will increase to 3, then it will decrease, closing will become -1 here. No, this will become 1. When we encounter a closing bracket,
It's a little.
and
Do we really need that close?
we can operate on the opening bracket count as well only, but what if there are more closing brackets, then it will become negative. Let's say for this test case, if we use only one variable, then it will become -1 at the end. 3 opening and 4 closing. We can add the absolute value of this into the previous count. That can be our answer, but it will be complicated to implement this,
Okay, so
as we have to
how would you
also.
fix it with the close?
It's simple. Then let's see.
Yeah, just walk me through it from like the left to right, updating the variables.
We will iterate from start, from this closing bracket. If I will write a condition here, if we encountered a closing bracket, and if there are any opening brackets, opening count, op value is greater than 0, then I will reduce it until I can reduce it to 0, and then I will add the uh, add that to the closing count. And whenever I encountered a opening bracket and there are previously any closing count, then I will add that closing count to the this sum. What can I count? Tell what can I say? This previous sum.
Okay.
Previous sum. I will add that to the previous sum, and I will then iterate. I will iterate forward here and add the opening brackets. I will increase the opening bracket count, and it
Wait, one
will
second.
become it will
Let's
increase to
actually
3.
let's actually run this example and update the variables. I need to make sure that it's gonna actually output the right thing.
Okay, at index 0, there are closing brackets. There is a closing bracket, and uh, there is no opening. There are no opening bracket, previous opening brackets here. So we will increase the closing count.
Sure.
This will also increase the closing count.
Okay.
Then when we encounter a opening bracket and there is something into the closing count, then we will add this to the previous sum
Mm.
and make it 0.
Okay.
And we will update the opening count.
Sure.
Here we will increase the opening count
Okay.
to 3. And then when we encounter a closing count, we will also, I think we need to check for the condition that if there are any opening counts here, then we will reduce it as much as we can. Here it will be 0, and this will trigger the previous condition that if the opening count is 0, then we will add it to closing count, and at last we will just add this 3 up, and that will be our answer.
Add the three up. Okay. All right. That makes sense. So like what if we could, instead of play you having a close, just add to the previous sum if opening is 0 or something like that. Just to simplify it a bit, because you might have some extra conditions.
Mm. We can do that. I think this will be clear when we once we try
Go
to implement.
go ahead and try implement. Oh, yeah.
If the current character is closing, and if op equal to 0, then what we will do is we will increase the closing count by just, else we will reduce, else if it is a opening bracket,
Okay.
if closing equal to 0, then we will do nothing. We will just add it to opening, and if else if we have closing, then no, else if we have closing, then we will make it 0, and we'll add it to sum, and of course we will increase opening count. Answer will be sum plus closing. Let's see.
Opening, closing.
If opening is 0 and there is some closing count.
Okay, walk me through the code quickly. So starting here, line by line.
Okay, for this example that
Or just
that
walk
you
me through
have run.
the code here. I think it makes sense. I think just need to make sure.
Okay, I will iterate through all the characters in
Actually,
the string.
the code is fine. Let's
From,
just move on to to the next portion, to the next question. I'm just gonna comment this out. Q1 above. So for the next question, it's this is gonna be more designing a data structure. We're gonna be designing a randomized set. So I'll explain exactly what it means to be a randomized set. So first we're gonna have a constructor that will initialize the randomized set. Then it's gonna support three different functions. First, inserting into a set, and then removing from
Mhm,
the set, and then also getting a random element that's in the set. So when we insert, we
okay.
pretty much insert an item, just like a value, into
Mhm,
the set, and then we
mhm,
could eventually remove that value. We also need to
mhm,
be we also need to return true if the item was not present. So when we try to insert, if it's already present, we have to return false and not insert it. If it isn't there, then we'll insert into a set and then return true. Same kind of logic with remove. I'll let you go ahead and read that.
okay. Implement the random set class. Randomized set initializes the random set object. Insert an item value into the set if not present. Return true if the item was not inserted, false otherwise. Remove item value from the set if present. Return true if the item was present, false otherwise. Return a random element from the current set of the elements. One element exists when this method is called. Each element must have the same probability of being returned. The function of the class such that each function works on average big of one time. Big of one time. Okay.
Yeah. Do you need an example?
Yes.
Okay. Say we'll create a randomized set like this, right? We can go and insert one into the set. This should return true because it wasn't in there before. If we try to
Mhm.
insert one again, it's gonna say false because that's already in there. We can insert two,
Okay, I get.
that's gonna return true, right?
Mhm.
And then if we go set
Oh,
dot get
I,
random,
mhm,
or go ahead.
mhm. No, no. I just want to know what will be the uh, constraint for this. Means if the values are large, then it may
So for example,
the
if
count of values. Go ahead.
we should be able to add as many elements as possible, like 10,000, 50,000, right?
Okay.
When we call get random, it's gonna return us a random it's either gonna return us one or two, right? But it's gonna since there's only two elements in the set, it should have a 50% probability to return them.
Mm. There are functions in C++, but I don't recall them the syntax of those. There is a random function I think in C++ which will give, but mm,
Yeah.
we need to add we need to apply that on the index. Mm.
Yeah, basically when we call get
We can't.
random, we just need to return
Mm,
a random element, and each element that's currently exists in the set should be
mm.
returned at the same probability. Like we should have the same probability of returning any of like all those elements.
We can use an unordered map for this, but if we are removing it, I think it will. I don't know the time complexity of the remove in unordered map. I think it is big of one or n amortize something. We definitely can't use a normal list or a vector here. Mm. Or we can use, let's say we add an element into vector and keep its index into a hash map, and let's say we want to delete it. I can only use and a map itself. I can insert. I can use a hash map or a unordered map in C++. I will insert an element for each insert call,
Mm-hmm.
and only insert only unique elements into it, and remove it when a remove is called. And for get random, I need to get the size of the current unordered map, and I will apply the random function onto it and
You
get
get the
the
size.
index.
Okay.
Get the index that I need to go to get a random element, or a random value from that hash map, and return it. But I am not so sure about the remove function here. The remove complexity may be big of n
Here, let's
in
do
case
this.
of hash
10,
map.
20, or 10, 10, 200. Then let's insert 300. It's gonna update this test case a bit. This should return
Mm.
10, 200, maybe 300, and then one we could remove 300. That's gonna turn true.
Mm.
When we call get random, it's gonna just return that. So
Uh, what do you think about the unordered map solution? Should I
uh,
go and implement it? Go
I,
ahead
I,
and
I, uh,
implement it.
let me think. So you have an unordered map. I'm just wondering the. Can you write down the how the get random's gonna work? Like the steps at a high level.
Okay.
'Cause I just need to make sure that it's
I will
gonna
get.
operate.
I will get the size of the unordered map, current unordered map,
Mm-hmm.
and I will apply the random function which C++ provide, and get the uh, rand index that I will use to get the any random value into the from the unordered map here.
Okay.
I don't remember the syntax of that function here.
What? So your set.
Get
What
random
is
something.
the keys and values of your set or your map?
Okay, okay. Keys. I can keep keys as the value of value that I'm inserting, and value can be anything, one or two, just to mark that as element.
Okay.
Or I can use unordered set as well here, as I don't need anything. Uh,
Okay. So once you get the size of your set, like how do you index into the randomized? How do you index into your hash map? Because pretend the key is
we can
100, but your size is only going to be 0 to 2, right?
no, no. We can get a random index in matlab, we can get the random index from 0 to size -1.
Yeah, but if the size is only So pretend right for here, right? The size is you're getting anything between zero and 2. You're saying your hash map is gonna look something like this: 100 or 10, true,
Mm-hmm.
200, true,
Mm, mm,
300, true, right? So
mm.
if we just try to index any value between 0 and 2, we won't. It's gonna say we couldn't find anything in this map, right?
No, no, no. The index and the values are different here. Matlab, means keys and indexes are different here. This will have index of 0. Index in the sense here is index
But it's a
will
map,
be.
right? Well, I don't know.
Yes,
In
yes.
C++,
I will.
it works like that. Like
eh,
it's
no,
in
no,
the
no.
map. Or go ahead.
Uh, I will have the iterator to the index here. Means let's say set is the unordered map that we are iterating, and this will give the iterator at the 0th position, means the first element. In this case it will be this.
Pretend it returned 2. What's gonna do?
If it is returning 2, then I will just return increment this iterator. uh,
Twice.
no, no, I can't iterate it, I can't increase it directly. I need to do a loop here,
Yeah.
which will increase the complexity.
Yeah. Exactly. Like pretend I had 1,000 elements
Mm.
in my set, and I grabbed 1,000, and the random generator like returns a
What
thousand.
I can do, I think I need to use a vector as well here. I will insert elements into vector, and I will keep the index of the elements into the hash map. And okay, I can do that.
Okay. So you're gonna use a set and a vector.
And yes, this vector will insert a element which uh, we are inserting, and the set's state will be, the key of the set will be the element that we have inserted, and its value will be the index at which it is present. But this will change.
Yeah. How does remove work then after?
We can do one thing. We can only remove it from the set, and we will not remove it from the vector.
Okay. We remove it from
Means
the set.
when, yes, we will just make the uh, index of that value in the vector 2 minus 1 or something. And
What if I insert 100,000 elements, then I remove like over time your runtime complexity will start getting
uh,
bad on the get
I
random.
think we can do something like periodic updates here. I don't know if there is something like this. We can update it. Let's see. Hmm. We can do it when we call a random, but it can be called for large number of times.
You know what I mean? Like after we remove, there'll be a bunch of negative ones in your array.
Hmm.
So
We
when I
can
call,
update those
or go ahead.
periodically, but hmm, I think I was thinking that we can update those when we call a specific function like insert or get random. Means we will update the array, uh, not all the time, but when a get random is called, uh, or an insert is called. But any of these function can be called for large number of times, which will increase the complexity.
Mm-hmm.
What I am saying is we will update the array at int. at specific intervals.
Yep.
Means we will remove the minus ones.
Yep. I understand. I understand. And when we update the array, we're also gonna update the map, like the indexes in the map, or what? Like how's that gonna work?
Yes, we can do that. But the indexes in the map are already updated to minus one. We can remove those as well during that process.
Let's see. Is there any? I think you're close here. Is there any other way that we can like achieve that without the periodic update? Because that might be complicated, or it might be additional code that we don't need. There's a more subtle solution.
Okay. Mm, let's see if we are insert it into array. Put that text. We can do it only in the set as well, if I think. Like uh, we will maintain the set, and if we are inserting into set, we will make its
Okay.
value the value of the value we are inserting as
Yeah.
one, and if we are removing it, we will set its value to minus one. And no, but periodic updates will be required there as well.
Yeah. I think let's just go with the initial one that you mentioned of just setting it to -1 the array and no periodic
Hmm.
updates yet. We'll see where we get to because we only have 12 minutes left.
Hmm.
So yeah, just go ahead and implement one of the solutions that you mentioned.
Let me see. Set dot insert. Okay. Randomize set, then ins remove, then get random insert.
And try to follow like object oriented principles, like throw that into a class if possible.
Okay, I will do it like lead code then.
Sure.
So I will be requiring an unordered map and an int and vector. Do I require to store a size? I will clear both the unordered map and the array. And when I'm inserting, I will insert it into, I will first check if it is present or not. If it is present, I will return. No, it should be q of val should be greater than equal to 0. Else I will add it into array. This should be val. Yeah, here it will increase the complexity when we are deleting it, as we have to also change the index of the current value. Let's see. For remove, I will check this condition. If it is not present, it should be. If it is not present and is equal to -1, then I will return false. So I will return. I don't know the syntax. Can I search it?
Yeah, there's an AI assist here. So just ask. See the AI assist tab?
It's showing AI chat
At
is
the
in
top
code
right,
web. It is
program
currently
output.
off. Yeah, it is showing AI chat in code pad is currently offline.
Okay, what do you want to ask? I'll ask it.
I want the syntax for the random number from 0 to size. Okay. Random number. Let's do that later. For removing, I will say.
Yo, congrats on the job offer. You want to prepare FANG in the next 24 months? How would you suggest? That's a whole different topic, or that's like a full
This will
topic.
give the index.
I'm gonna send you the video, one of my latest videos where I kind
I
of
have to
walk
return
over that.
this. And return the answer. And forget random. First, I need to remove all the -1s.
I think it's fine. we're at time, so we could just stop it here. How do you think you did?
I don't know. The first question kind of I have shown before, so I think I went it really quickly. And for the second, I think I struggle to come up with the optimal approach.
Yeah. Okay. Let me provide you with my feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. So quickly, what's the time and space complexity for this randomized set? Can you walk me through that?
For insert, it will be big of 1,
Sure. Time. Okay.
and for remove it will be also big of 1, as I am just uh, changing the index. And for get random, it will be, I don't know, it can be, it will be amortized big of 1, but
Yeah.
it all depends on how many removes and insert we have
Okay.
used.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So my feedback pretty much is honestly you did pretty good. The main thing is you didn't get the optimal solution on the second question, but for the first question, let's talk about it a little bit. I think you didn't clarify the question, as in you didn't ask
Mm-hmm.
if the input will only be like parentheses, or can there be spaces, can there be like alphanumeric, like
Mm-hmm.
other things there. You kind of assume that it's all parentheses, unless it maybe it already says there. I don't know if it says
Yeah,
there. No, I
I
don't think it said.
no, yes, yes, it it didn't say.
Okay, so I'll just make sure to just, it's a
Mm-hmm.
small thing, but just make sure to clarify the input. Always start
Mm-hmm.
off with some clarification questions, because a lot of times in interviews checklists they want to make sure that you clarified the question to just make sure there's no ambiguity.
Mm-hmm.
You discussed the optimal approach in terms of time, and then you're able to optimize it for space, which was pretty good. And the code that you wrote reflected what you discussed, and you're really good at dry running the code and showing me your approach before you start coding. So I think overall you
Mm-hmm.
did really well on the first question. That's definitely a pass. I think
Mm-hmm.
it would be a higher. I don't know if I would lean towards a strong higher because of you weren't clarifying, you or like
Mm-hmm.
not clarifying and not optimizing for space right away, and the the solution was over here in line 50. There's a bit too many
Mm-hmm.
conditions. You could have simplified it a little bit, but overall I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a pretty solid yes there. For question 2, you did
Mm-hmm.
clarify this time, which is good. The main thing is you just weren't able to figure out the optimal
Yeah.
solution for get random.
Second question, I think I didn't solve, but first I have solved, I think. So I assume that it will be parenthesis.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the one thing I really like about how you run your interview is that you're able to dry run the code and show me in the comments what exactly you're thinking and explain your thought process. And I really understood where you were at all times, so that helped me provide guidance where needed. And I always knew
Mm-hmm.
like where you were at and if your code was gonna work. So I think overall
Mm-hmm.
good job. I think just
Mm-hmm.
it was just with the second question you couldn't find the optimal solution, but overall it's like
I just
a
had.
lean higher, I would say.
Mhm. Oh, what was the optimal solution for the
So
second
so
one?
the optimal solution is you have it down where you have a set and a map, or sorry, a set and
Mm-hmm.
array. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing is when you go to remove it, what you do is you to remove it, you swap it with the back element, and then you just pop from the back element of the array. So that allows you to remove elements with O of one time, and then and then everything else there works, like getting random.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a little trick, but
but we okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
does it make sense?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
that definitely makes sense.
But yeah, honestly, your code is 95% there, and I've had people recommend that same solution to me where we randomly or periodically clean up the array,
Mm-hmm.
and it that's a fine approach as well. But so I
Mm-hmm.
think yeah, I would definitely give you a yes if I was running your interview.
Mhm.
But yeah, cool. Thanks for taking the time out. I have to jump with the next person.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much
All right,
for.
man. Have a good night or a good day. See ya. Bye. Pretty good. Pretty good. We're gonna jump on with the next person. Let me take like a 2 minute break. My eyes hurt. Oh, so here for sure, bro. For sure. Okay, give me a sec. I need to take a quick break. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Yo, wait. I'm just waiting. I have somebody who's supposed to be. I have somebody who's supposed to be joining, but if he doesn't join, I can take someone else. Like right now. You'll send me an email here if you want an interview. If you want a mock interview. Give this guy a couple minutes. Cyclops, what's up, man? Yo, Cyclops, we need to run a system design interview with you. I think that's what we need to do next because we've already done 2 coding. We need to do system design or database design. Yo, what's up? What's up? Yo, I think I have a no-show. Anyone want a coding interview right now? I have space to run with someone. Cyclops, but it doesn't hurt. Or I guess if you for new grad system design, you do it a little bit, but not that often. It's mostly for like experienced positions. But the only reason I'm recommending it for you is because you're already pretty good at leak code. I haven't even been able to be able to fold you yet. Is the new grad recruiting the same as internship recruiting, like timeline wise? I would say it's similar, but things will probably start posting maybe 1 to 2 minutes later. 1 to 2 months later. So new grad positions will probably, internships are posting right now. New grad positions will probably start posting in September. And then the other thing with new grad positions is that there's not a deadline of May. So in my video, I talk about how pretty much when May hits, the internships stop getting posted the closer you get to May. You can pretty much be doing new grad interviews even in May because there's no deadline to start that summer. So I would say the timeline is slightly different, but I would just follow the internship recruiting timeline just to stay ahead. New grads, the timeline goes a little longer even past May. So doesn't hurt to just start. If you didn't watch my latest video on when to start studying. Yeah, Cyclops, we can run one right now. This guy didn't hop on. Wait, let's see. Let me quickly see because I told people to. Yeah, Cyclops, send me an email here then. There, I'll send you a link. I'll reply with a link. Am I still on PTO? No, I started working again. Everyone thought I got laid off because of my video title. I was like, I'm too lazy to change it at this point. I had a 1 month layoff of leak code and they thought I got laid off. Yo, Cyclops, actually this, one sec. Some other guy just messaged me first, so I have, let me quickly get them on here. Some other guys messaging me first. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing a bunch of these throughout the week because now that I set up my calendar, like my calendar thing, people can easily people can easily like sign up, and I don't have to. It's not as like tedious to be sending links and stuff like that or post on Discord. It's gonna be a lot easier, so I'm gonna do a lot of these. Rising freshman year was wondering how much leak code you recommend. So I would say it really all depends. When you're a freshman, you're still learning the coding fundamentals. So maybe it might be a little early to jump into really hard leak code questions. I would say if you already have good fundamentals, just study easy to or like the easier medium questions. But make sure you have the fundamentals down. By that I mean understand all the different data structures, like arrays,
Hi,
linked list. Yo, what's good? What's up? Can you hear me?
all, all good, man. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Nice. Thanks for hopping on. The last person didn't join. Could you give a
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
background on
I was
yourself?
watching. Uh, uh, so my name is Yogesh Raj. I have completed my BTech from Loving Professional University, which is in India. It's again good university. But I have not done any internship, so I'm trying out for remote jobs currently, and I'm doing DSA and web development.
Okay. I think your mic is a little bad. Would you be able to like maybe clear it or just stay close to it?
Uh, uh, Now can you hear me, man?
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that?
Clear on.
It's like we do it again. Do it again. Let's just make sure your mic is good so the chat can hear you.
Hi, hi,
Okay, that's better.
hi.
That's better.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry.
Or just maybe talk a little bit louder into the mic.
Hi, man. I am Yogesh. I am from India.
Awesome. All right. Okay, perfect. It's clear. All right. Let's just start that again. All right. Could you give a quick introduction on yourself again? I missed it because yeah the audio was a little off.
Uh, you are like I have completed my BTech from Professional University, which is in India, and I have throughout my academics I have done projects, and currently I am searching for internship and job,
Nice.
a remote job, basically.
So you have a bachelor's degree?
Yes, man. I have a bachelor degree in computer science and English.
Okay. In what school?
Man, lovely professional university.
Okay.
LPU. You can go on LPU. It's short form.
I'll
It is
set.
in India.
Nice. Let me send you a link to
Okay.
to the coder pad. So what programming language do you like to code in?
C plus.
Okay, C++. All right. Back to C++. Let's get it. Um,
Join as a candidate. Or
yep. Join as a candidate. So how many leak code questions have you solved?
I think around 350. Man.
150?
350. Yes, man. 350.
Oh, 350? Okay. Nice. You're in here. What school did you go to again? Like, could you just type it out there? Just so for my video title.
What man?
Just type
No,
type.
no, no. I was.
Okay, it's just known as LPU usually out there.
Yes, man. Yes, man. LPU.
Nice. Cool. All right. So, how this interview is gonna work is we're gonna work through. I'm sure you've seen it before. We're gonna work through 1 to 2 questions. We're gonna prioritize getting working code, and yeah, I'll give you feedback in the end on how it went.
Okay, man.
Okay. Let me look for the first question to to give you. Give me a sec. Why is it infamous in India? Someone said that in the chat.
What?
Or someone just said in the that university is infamous in India.
I don't know, man. So everyone point out. So, like, they take a very large number of students for in CSE. Uh, for in our batch, there were 3,000 students, and in next year they took 7,000. And when I was in third year, they took 40 around 10,000 students in CSE.
Wow. Okay. I got the first question in. So, yeah, this is the first question. I'll let you go ahead or let me explain it quickly. So, there are going to be end cities. Some of them are connected while some of them are not. If city A is connected directly with city B and city B is connected directly with city C, then city A is connected indirectly with city C. So it's transitive property.
Yes, like
So
yeah, I got it.
so a province is a group of directly or indirectly connected cities and no other cities inside of that group. We just need to we're going to be given an n by n matrix that describes who is connected to who. So if I and J if if index I and J is equal to 1, that means the ith city and the jth city are directly connected. Otherwise, they're not connected. It's going to be a 0. So our goal is to
Okay,
return
man.
the total number of provinces. I'm going to give you the input and output right here. Go ahead and read it and let me know.
Uh, so basically, the if A if like I is connected to J and J means J is connected to I. These are undirected graphs. Like I is connected to J and J is connected to I.
Yep, it's bidirectional.
Okay, man. So do I have to take inputs also, or I can just take a matrix and make my so here what I'm gonna do is like can I explain my approach what I'm
Yep.
gonna do, or just I
Go
can
ahead and
code.
explain your approach first.
So what I'm gonna do, like you have given me a matrix which is connected. So I'm gonna make a adjacent adjacent graph which and I am gonna check whether the is connected of I and j is equal to 1 means I am gonna push I to j and j to I. That's why I'm going to make the graph, and then I can use my any BFS and DFS to iterate in that adjacent matrix, and I can check how many numbers of connected components are there.
Okay.
So
Okay, go ahead.
now I'm going to code. Go. The so do I have to take the input for is connected also, or I can just make my adjacent matrix?
Create me a function that takes in this takes in a matrix and returns an integer.
Okay, I got it. So for my adjacent graph, I am going to take unordered map. ordered map of uh, unordered map of int comma vector comma int adj for this and is connected graph is n cross n or there should be n cross m. N cross m is n and m are same or different? No, it's n cross n.
It's
So,
n. Yeah, right here.
so
You're gonna be given an n by n matrix.
okay.
Look, but you don't know n up front. You're gonna have to derive it from the matrix that's passed into your
Okay, okay,
input.
okay. Okay, okay. Okay, plus plus. Now I'm gonna check if it is connected of I comma j is equal to 1. It means adj of adj of I dot that j and a t a dot push that I. So I have made my adjacent graph. Now I'm gonna iterate over the number of nodes I have, which is this. Yes, yes. So after that, I'm gonna make a visited array, vector visited vector is this, and I gonna initialize it like visit dot assign and comma 0 means all the nodes are not visited till now, and if vis of I equal to 0 means it's not visited, then I'm going to call DFS of I. So now I'm gonna make another function which is gonna take void VFS and our node which is currently I, and I'm gonna take
So you can do
q of
DFS or
input.
BFS because you said DFS in
I'm
48.
we you can I can do both VFS and DFS both. So I'm first I will write BFS, then I can do DFS. Which one should I go for?
Okay, I'm. It doesn't matter to me, but in 48 you say DFS, so I'll just rename it.
No, no, okay. I'll do it DFS. Yes, sorry. So this of node equal to 1, and here I'm going to take a count variable which gonna count how many times I'm visiting this loop and count plus plus, and here I'm gonna do cout count after my DFS. Right, good. Now I'm gonna check for auto, or I can do int also v of a dj of node if not visited of v, then I'm gonna call that DFS of v. That's it now. Hi, hello.
Yeah, makes sense. You hear me?
Can I do it? Yeah, I can hear you. Can I do it with BFS also, or it's good?
This looks good. So you're looping through the adjacency list. Wait, for
Yes, yes.
auto v. What's v here?
V means that I'm looping through this and this. And this node is
Okay, I see.
connected to which node? Means that node is connected to which node? Through this adjacency list, I can get that
Yep.
node which is connected to the our node. So through that I can loop it. I
Okay.
can
Let's
here
see.
current node,
Hmm.
current node. It
Is
will
there any?
something.
Is there any edge? Is there any? Could you
Is
look over
there
your
any?
code and just make sure that it's actually gonna work correctly, or there's no edge cases that you're catching here, or any logic errors that might cause your code to maybe not complete running?
Okay.
Like I think it might run into infinite loop. I don't know. Let's try running it though on one example and see.
Okay.
Run it on example one.
So for that I have to take a input. Taking vector of vector of input connected.
Okay, so you have this vector. Yeah, just clean it up. Just make sure it's actually running. Question: specifically when coding the solution, should I be explaining every line of code? You should be. You don't need to explain every line of code, but you should be able to explain the parts that matter. If that makes sense. So that's up to your discretion, and that's all. That's what the communication part is. Some people over communicate. They'll be saying stuff that doesn't really make
It was
sense,
not
but then some people will only say the right things. So they'll be like, "Oh, I'm doing this because of that. I'm doing," and then
Can
they're
I
gonna be
do it on my local uh, VS Code? It
no.
will be fast
Just
because
keep it
it's
here. Just run it here. It says this was not declared in scope. What does that mean? That means like
no. Like vector was not declared in this scope. Here it was earlier. I was I changed it to bit slash std c plus plus dot h. Now it will consider it all.
wait. Could you repeat what you
Like
said?
earlier the header was iOS stream, I think. So it was not considering vector and map. It was not included in that. So I changed it to bit slash std std c plus plus dot h. So now it will consider it all.
But it's complaining
Here
about
it
your. Let's see. Let me run it. Okay, the error is not. It's you're running. Your code is running in an infinite loop. That's the main thing. Your code is running into an infinite loop. What do you think it could be doing there?
Can't figure it out why it is running in net loop. Is it I don't know, man. Hello, hello.
Yep, I can hear you. Your code is running an infinite loop. You need to debug that.
It's saying vector was not declared. Vector was not declared. Yeah, I don't know why it is running in infinite loop.
Okay, your DFS, for example. Could you look into your DFS?
Yes, sir.
So if it's a bidirectional graph, like pretend A is connected to B, A goes to B, B goes to A goes to B, B goes to A.
No, I think don't think it will run for that. It will run in infinite loop because so for here I can change it to BFS. I think so.
Like see out here. Can you see out here? See out this DFS. Be like in DFS. Can you print out this out and just make sure
What should I do?
do like this.
Hi, yeah.
How do you do this multi character? Or how do you do the see out? Is it running? Is it getting into here? See out.
Yeah. Can we run that code on that DFS code on Git code so that we can check whether it's running or in infinite
Okay.
loop or not, or I can check it on my local ID. If you can
This is
send me that lead code link,
um. Okay. Let me take a look. Can you walk me through your main code?
like the main code is that you as like mentioned in question, if I comma j is one means I is connected to j and j is connected to I. J is connected to I. For that, I have made my adjacency list or adjacency graph where I have here you can say I have checked whether I comma j equal to 1 means I is connected to j and j is connected to I. After that, I have made a visited vector where I am keeping track of which nodes which I have visited. So there are n nodes. So if visited of I comma 0, I 0 means it not visited, and I'm going on DFS for that. And while DFS on that, I am marking all the node which is connected to I equal to 1, which is connected to I. Means for that, I have found my one province which is connected to I. When after that, suppose if 3 is, it will going to 1, 2, and 3. They are connected. After that, 4 is not connected to this. So on 4 is not visited in my DFS. So it will run on 4 and it will check how many number of nodes are connected to 4, and
I
it will
see.
mark all them visited, and it will increase my count equal to 2.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. The
suppose there,
code makes sense. Actually, yeah. I realized you have a visited set here. It's my fault.
It's not running in loop. I think the
Yeah,
code is correct.
the code is correct. Let's see.
You can run it on lead code. I think it
Just
will
running.
make sense.
Okay. I think your logic there makes sense. Let's move on to the second question. I don't know how to debug the C++.
No, no, it is correct. I think.
Yeah. I don't know why it's running or why the stop there is it's not stopping. There-
So I can do one thing. I can run it on lead code. If you can send me that lead code link, I can share my screen on Google Meet and I can run it on lead code.
Uh,
I can do that.
yeah, it's fine. Let's just move on to the next question.
Okay, man.
Yeah, chat. Actually, yeah, he handles the visited. I'm not sure why it's running, but we're at it or why it's not completing. But let's move on. We're gonna move on to the next question first. So this is the second question. Let's remove this. So we have a we're gonna be given n binary tree nodes numbered from 0 to n-1, where the node I has two children. We're gonna be given the input's gonna look like this. Let me push this all the way down. So we're gonna be given n binary tree nodes numbered from 0 to n-1, where node I has two children, left child I and right child I. So we're going to be given two arrays, left child and right child, and the index lets you know the left and right child of that node. So node 0's left child is 1, and node 0's right child is 2. If it's a -1, that means it doesn't have a left child. So pretend we're gonna be given n nodes numbered from 0, 1, 2, 3, like this. So yeah, 0 has or 0 has a left child of 1 and a right child of 2. 2 has a left child of 3 and a right child of null. And then both 1 and 3 have no children. What you need to tell me is if the binary tree that I sent it that if the binary tree is actually valid. Like is the binary tree described by these arrays actually valid? Does that make sense?
Yes, man. You have that makes sense.
I'll put in a couple examples.
You have a inbound pool. That's one of the private space in the time income to this change only has this is well up. I have to people to understand. Left side, right side. Can you explain it once more?
Here, okay. I'll explain. Let's go through the drawing. So we're gonna be
Okay.
given n, right, which is the number of nodes.
Yes.
You're in the drawing, in the drawing area.
Oh, okay. I'm in the drawing.
You're here. Do you see
Yeah,
me drawing? You know,
yeah. No, I can.
like
Yeah,
zoom out.
I can see you.
Okay.
I can see you.
Okay. So we're given n. That means we have four nodes. Labeled zero. We're gonna be
Yes.
given four nodes labeled 0, 1, 2, 3. Node zero left. The left and right children are described here. So node zero has a left child of 1 and a right child of 2. So we go like this. 0 has a left child of 1 and a right child of 2. Node 1 has no left child and no right child because it's negative 1.
Mm,
Node 2 has a left child of 3 and a right child of negative 1. Node 3 has no left child and no right child because it's negative 1. Then you just need to tell me, is this a valid binary tree?
mm,
Is this a valid binary tree?
um, so it is a valid binary tree. So I have to find out whether it's a valid binary tree or not.
Yeah. This is your input. Based on the input, you need to return me a boolean value. Yes, this
True or
input
false, of
describes
course.
a valid binary tree, or false. It doesn't describe. It doesn't. The input is not a valid binary tree. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let me work. Let's work through the second example right here, quickly. So n is equal to 4. So node 0 has a child of 1, left child of 1, and the right child of 2. Node 0 or node 1 has a left child of null but a right child of 3. This.
Mm,
Node 2 has a left child of 3 and a right child of nothing, and then node 3 has no children. Is this a valid binary tree?
no, 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 no.
Yeah, that's why this returns false. Does that question make sense now?
Yeah, yeah, that's makes sense. So, mm, so let's input it on. So we have to return boot check given n and a vector of left child, and a vector of int right child. So we gonna so
So what are you thinking?
So I was thinking, what can I do here? So I'm not getting it.
Sorry, your audio is a bit bad again.
Yeah. And I'm not getting how to do it. Then
So, like, what are your current
I'm
thoughts
not
right now?
getting.
Like, what do you think? Like, what's going through your head? What are some solutions that you thought of that maybe didn't work, and why didn't they work?
So I was thinking that we can make a tree out of both the arrays that have given, and we can check whether it's a valid binary or not.
Okay, how would we
Yeah,
create the tree?
yeah, that also how we gonna create that tree.
Yep. I mean, it sounds reasonable, but I just want to know more specifics on how you'll create the tree.
So what I'm gonna do that I don't know, man. So, so I'm thinking like we can take any data structure and put and take any data structure or two data structure put and gonna find whether it's present or not, and according to this we can like that we can check long domain.
I mean, it sounds promising. Like, construct the graph
Yeah.
and check if it's a tree.
No, not coming. How to how we gonna create that? I don't know.
So how do you know something is a valid binary tree? Let's just talk about. Don't even worry about the input. Just describe to me what makes a tree a valid binary tree.
So the left sub tree must be smaller than the root, and the right sub tree must be greater than the root.
That's a binary search tree. This is just a
Oh,
regular binary tree. What are you thinking?
hold on a sec, whether it's a binary tree.
Here, let's answer this question. What makes a valid binary tree? Can you list it out
Wow.
here? Like, just jot down what makes a valid binary tree. Line 35.
Line 35. First, so valid binary tree. So, each node in the tree must have two children,
Okay. Each
except the
has exactly two
mm,
children. Has each node has two children,
no, no,
or 0 to 2?
must have at two children means like the leaf nodes there will be no children for leaf nodes.
Okay. What else? Each node has 0 to 2 children.
Zero to two children and leaf. Not no man.
Um, each node has there's no cycles, right?
Yeah, there will be there will be no cycles of this.
Okay. What? It should be fully connected, right? Like there can't be islands in the tree.
Yeah,
It can't be
it should be
disconnected.
fully connected.
What else? I mean, yeah, I think pretty much that's pretty much what makes a valid binary tree. So how? So let's just brainstorm a few things. Like, how can we actually check if a tree is valid? Pretend we're given the root node. If we're given the root node, how would you check that it's valid? The tree is valid.
So I'm going to check is the tree is fully connected or not, or and there will be no cycles.
Okay, how would you check that? Yo, chat. The answer is
So
pretty much
I can for that I can use DFS or VFS whether to check whether it's fully connected or not. So if suppose there are like in previous question, suppose if there are n nodes, so I'm going to iterate through n nodes and I'm going to call DFS on root node, and I'm gonna check whether there will be no cycle or and it will be fully connected.
okay. How do you know what the root node is?
Here you are no pretend we are given the root node.
Yeah, but yeah,
How
that was just to jog your like help you think, but we don't actually know what the root node is. The root node could be any node in the tree. Like the root node
So,
won't be node zero. It won't be node. It could be node zero, but not every time.
what
Yeah.
we can check for?
I think we're coming up at the hour, so we'll probably
Okay,
just
okay.
end it there. So, how do you think you did?
Uh, Pretty bad.
Let's see. I think yeah, you definitely just got stumped on the last question. So pretty much to solve this last question. So for the first question, it worked. I think you're able to figure out right away what to do and implement a DFS, and the code looked good and everything, but for some reason it just wasn't working or it just wasn't finishing. So I didn't get the chance to debug that, but I would probably give you a pass for Q1. Q2, I think you're getting stuck, but you weren't telling me what you were thinking, so I didn't know where you were stuck or what you were thinking at all, so I couldn't give any suggestions. And these days with AI, if you're going like multiple minutes without talking, so these days with AI, sometimes companies will assume that if you're not talking for long periods of time, you might be searching something up or like using
Yeah,
AI.
yeah, I get it.
So I would just make sure to always. You don't need to
Exactly.
constantly just keep talking, but at least let them know. Oh, I'm thinking about this. Oh, I thought about this, but it won't work. And then okay, I'm thinking about this new idea. Oh, that won't work either because of these ideas. Like I need to understand your thought process. You're going long periods of times without talking, so like it's hard to know where you're at. So it's hard for me to give you advice. But then also it's hard for me to verify that you're not actually cheating or looking anything up. That's the main thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I think when I mentioned how do you check a tree is valid, your solution is correct. Basically, the algorithm is two steps: find the root node and then run DFS. And when you run DFS,
Yeah.
ensure no cycles and ensure fully connected. How do you find the root node? The you can find the root node. What constitutes a root node? Do you know like what makes a node the root node?
So, root node means the so we can consider it like that. If how to find we can find the parent of every node. So like that we can find the root node. Like
Yeah. But what
suppose we are
makes
on.
like what property specifically like okay, what makes a leaf node, right? A leaf node has no children.
So there should be no children, and
Okay.
for root there must have to be a children.
What else? What makes a root node special? What makes a root node a root node is it has no parent, right? Because the root.
Yeah,
So what you would do is look for a node that doesn't have any parents and then run the DFS on that node. if you're able to run the DFS successfully and find no cycles and able to visit every single node, that means it's a valid binary tree. So that's sort of the answer there. Yeah, but I think
Got you.
just I would just like brush up on some of the graph theory as well, because when I was asking you what makes a valid binary tree, you weren't able to
Yeah.
produce me like the bullet points without prompting. So, but I mean probably like under no pressure you probably would be able to have said that, but I think you're already thinking hard about solutions and panicking, so you weren't able to. But I would just make sure to just this is a really good question. You should try it out yourself. But just make sure
Yeah,
you
I will try it out.
understand like make sure you understand the properties of a tree. So what makes a root node? A root node has no parent. What makes a leaf node? A
No,
leaf node has no children. Like what makes a binary tree? 0 to 2 children, no cycles, fully connected, etc. Like understanding graph theory there and just making sure you have that down. But yeah, overall, honestly, I wouldn't be worried about your coding. It's just yeah, uh, I would just work on making sure. This is a kind of a tricky question, so have a look over it. But yeah, since you weren't
okay,
able to solve it, I wouldn't be able to pass you in an interview. I would have to do a reject.
okay,
Yeah,
got it.
cool. All right, thanks for taking the time out to interview.
Thanks, man.
All right, see you, man.
Thanks for taking me.
All right, chat. Any questions for me? Let me order my dinner real quick, and then I'll take questions. Have never any advice to solving the third question? Dude, the third question is usually really hard. I usually don't get the. I only did 2 contests, and I never did the third question either. But I'm gonna start doing more contests this year. Get some water. Give me a sec. All right. I might be streaming tomorrow, but thanks for tuning in. Um, anybody have any questions for me before I pop out? Like anything you were anything you were asking earlier before that I couldn't answer. Any advice for getting better at lead code? I'm rusty. Let's talk through here. Any advice for getting better at lead code? I'm rusty at algorithms and have a tendency to just go to solutions. So, I mean, for the tendency to just so how to get better at lead code the way that I would do it, I have a video on this as well. Send you this. So I explain in depth how I would get good at lead code if I had to do it all over again, which is working topic by topic and mastering each one before I start taking on random questions. So I would work on array questions, then I would move to stack questions, then I'd move to linked list, then I'll move to trees, then I'll move to graphs. And then I would also go data structure by data structure first, and then go algorithm by algorithm first. So what I mean by going by data structure, literally start with array questions, and then move on to linked lists, then move on to graphs or trees, and then move on to graphs. Those are moving data structure by data structure. And afterwards, study each pattern, and then go from pattern to pattern. What are the different patterns? Like backtracking, do a bunch of backtracking questions, do a bunch of heap questions, do a bunch of sliding window questions, then move, and then go do a bunch of binary search questions, then do a bunch of like union find, like go through each pattern by pattern after going through each data structure. And then afterwards, you should have accumulated all the different tools in your toolbox. You would know all the different data structures. You know how to implement all of the common patterns. And from there, once you have all that down, you can just take any question, and you should have the tools in your toolbox. It's more about figuring out exactly what tool to apply to solve that specific question that you're given. Does that make sense? Any other questions? Yeah, check out the video. But dude, I'm doing a long stream on Sunday, so you're gonna be getting to see me like interview a ton of people. So it's all about just practice. I think watching other people really helps as well. Like when you're bored, just watch some of my videos of some people who did it and see where they get wrong, work alongside of them and stuff. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna go for dinner. Thanks all. I'll see y'all probably either tomorrow and definitely Sunday. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Got you, bro. Got you. Peace.